putting an end to identity politics. This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome back, everybody. Kevin Jackson here. If the left can't physically kill Donald Trump, and they want him dead, Kathy Lee Griffin wants his head, George Lopez wants the same, Nadal wants him dead, many others. You've seen the threats. I bet you Donald Trump has gotten more threats than Barack Obama. In 6 months, I bet you Donald Trump's gotten more than Barack Obama got his entire presidency. Leftists want him dead. They need him to die. And if they can't do it physically, they will try to do it metaphorically. They will try to do it literally. They want him killed. They want what Donald Trump represents to die because they need you to die. They need you to go away. This has been the biggest battle philosophically against them in history. Now, we felt it in 2008. We were like, this is the biggest affront we could possibly have. And it was true. They had their golden boy, Barack Obama, and there was nothing we could do about it. It wouldn't matter if we ran Jesus himself against Barack Obama. The left were going to elect that fraud no matter what. Jesus would have been vilified if we'd run him. Remember that time you went in the temple and you turned over the tables? You don't have the temperament to be President Jesus. I mean, they would have crushed him because that's what they do. The left have to destroy Donald Trump. So anybody we ran, well, I went off subject a bit here, but anybody we ran back in 2008 was going to be crushed under the weight of everything that Barack Obama represented. And then guess what? Their Waterloo came in 2016. Ironically, after Barack Obama has had his reign of terror for 8 years, where leftism creeped in every piece of your orifice, every pore in your body now oozes leftism, and he's gone with not a remnant. There's nothing left to show for this guy, and we get Donald Trump, and they need him dead. Real or metaphorically, they need this man killed, crushed. And so what do? They give you all the things that you could possibly, they call him everything it could potentially be, knowing that that's what they are themselves. They say he's a sexist. He will grab women by the you-know-what. Show me a man that won't. I mean, let's just be real. Show me a man who I mean, we're talking sex here, aren't we? Show me a man who won't. By the way, I've said this before and I'll say it again. The left, the way they've dominated us over the decades, because some of you got a little queasy when I started talking about grabbing them by the naughty bits, right? Trump supposedly, said he could grab a woman by the you-know-what and she'd be okay with it. And I mentioned it and we're talking about sex. Let me tell you something, folks. The 3 things they tell you not to talk about: sex, politics, and what? Religion. What do they dominate? The left dominates sexuality. They dominate religion to the point where you're afraid to even mention you're a Christ follower. Don't they? And what about politics? Who talks about politics? Do you? When somebody comes on your Facebook page and says, that Donald Trump, he sucks, or whatever, and you go, I don't want to get into it with my buddy. He was my homeboy from college, or she was my girlfriend from the last job I had, and I don't want to get into that mix. So they tell you can't talk about that stuff while they talk about it openly. So what I'm getting at, folks, whether you believe it or not, you're being squashed. And metaphorically, they've killed you, and now you have a champion, a guy that comes out and talks about grabbing women by the naughty bits and doesn't make any apologies for it. Because you know what? A guy with his success, he wasn't lying. And the left knows it. If Barack Obama had talked about grabbing a woman by the, I've grabbed one time, I could probably grab one by the, they would have been like, he's amazing. You're right. I would have let him grab me. Oh, you go, girl. But Donald Trump says it. He's a pariah. How many billionaires do you know who can grab women by the whatevers? My hands up. I know a bunch of them. They wouldn't do it, but they could. They wouldn't even have to. Some women will grab their hands and put it there. What are we talking about here? Are we grown-ups or are we children? You can't talk about that? So anyway, they want to demonize Trump. He grabs women by this. He's a misogynist. He doesn't. His women in his organization come out And they say, no, he's a very respectful guy. He's done more to help women in corporate America, blah, blah, blah. Oh, okay, we can't go with that. He hates Muslims because he banned the same countries that Barack Obama did. Oops. We can't pick on him for that because he did what Barack Obama did. He's in cahoots with the Russians. Oh, sorry, there's not an ounce of evidence to that. Let's just keep saying it. Let's keep saying it. He's a racist. One time he wouldn't let black people in his building or whatever. Oh, whatever. Well, hey, how many other people were in that same lawsuit? And oh, by the way, the Trump family settled it and admitted to not being racist. They may be classist. I'm a classist. How do you feel? I'm a classist. I don't want people to have their cars jacked up on, blocks. I don't want people that don't know how to behave around me. I want people who are calm, even-tempered, ready to have an exploration of conversations and aren't going to jump to conclusions, are willing to come out and talk to me versus overreact. I don't want neighbors who, do the crap that I've seen neighbors do when they don't like each other politically or whatever. Or like I said, the dregs of society. I've done everything I can in my life to get away from the dregs. If that makes me a classist, I'm a proud classist. If you want to live amongst the weirdos, the people, don't misunderstand me, folks. I'm happy. I'm a blue collar dude, right? I can mingle I can hobnob with the wealthy. I want to be around people who are down to earth. When I talk about being a classist, I don't like the super poor, the knuckleheads that do all that don't know how to live a regular life, and I don't like the super rich snobs that think, oh, Kevin, I don't like them either. And I would venture to say the majority of you feel the same way. Now, to that comment, if you happen to be one of those bourgeois righties or lefties and you want to help us out, feel free. Make a liar out of me. Make me believe that you're a good person. Fine, I'm happy with that. But I'm just saying, I'm not going to run away from who I am. I don't like snobs. I don't like ghetto people. And there, but I have a pretty big tent of people that I'm willing to accept. But we got everybody wanting to jump on Trump because they think it's the cool thing to do. My boss, I don't know him personally, but James Murdoch of Fox, he chimed in on Trump. Donald Trump needs to apologize, blah, blah, blah. He's up at the Romney camp and the rhinos. And I'll say it publicly that James Murdoch is wrong. Donald Trump doesn't need to apologize. And it goes to show you where Fox may be going. I don't know how long I'll last at Fox. If I don't agree with their ideology, I'll have to find another gig. The Art of the Deal ghostwriter says that Trump is going to resign by the end of the year. The ghostwriter that wrote the book, The Art of the Deal. Now, let me tell you about ghostwriters. Ghostwriters aren't the idea guys. They just write. They hang around you. They get your opinions about things, and then they're supposed to find your voice and write your book for you. Donald Trump's too busy to write a book. Kevin Jackson is too busy to write a book, and I ain't a billionaire, so I know he's too busy because he's a billionaire running the nation. He's too busy. And if I was just a billionaire, I'd be too busy. Y'all would be like, Kevin written another book. Yeah. Goodbye, ghostwriter. But that ghostwriter will hang around me, get my voice, figure things out, and write another book. And I would proudly endorse my book. But now he's saying Trump's going to resign. Look, you ghostwrite books. Who the heck are you to be talking about what the president is going to be doing in the next few months? He'll resign. And the media reports it like he was Trump's right-hand man on the inner circle. Oh, Donald Trump is afraid. This is a dude who hung around Trump for a little while when he was a businessman. And by the way, knowing that about Donald Trump, he should know in the Art of the Deal, there is no surrender. There is no surrender. You have to be willing to walk away, to say, I don't care. Do you think Donald Trump's willing to walk away from the left, walk away from the rhinos, walk away from North Korea, walk away from the Obamacare? You doggone skippy he is. Yes, I did. Look, they want you to believe. A ghostwriter now suddenly has public prominence. Because how many ghostwriters do you know? Let me just put it to you that way. How many do you know? Well, Kevin, I have this friend. How much do you respect that friend? I mean, is that friend you go, oh, geez, I got a political thing I need to know about. Let me call my ghostwriter friend. But the media wants you to believe this guy's bigger than life because he wrote a book for Donald Trump a decade or more ago. He's nothing. He's a nobody in the political scheme of things. He's nothing. But he's relevant now, right? His ghostwriter says he will resign. Really? What does Trump say? What does his inner circle say? Do any of you believe Donald Trump will resign? I think I've made my point.
He won't stop until he's the top-rated radio talk show host in America.
What kind of weird competitive freak are you?
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.